Okay, I think I have enough bandwidth. I had to close some of my processes because my computer was running a little bit slow. All right, let's go and start with the dollar index, shall we? Okay, so yesterday we were expecting a continuation to the downside to come and attack this low, and that's what we're getting. This was just what? Manipulation, just a pullback, and then we continue going down. So that has always been the draw. Anything going up is a pullback, and then we reject and we go lower. And yeah, going forward, that is the draw on liquidity. Don't change it. Always stick to that. Anything going up, see it as a pullback, and then a continuation to the downside. Like I said, I think pretty much they will attack this low and that low. That is what I think price is gonna do. Over here, we might come and touch the candles high. So there's a small little gap. I think we will come and touch it. Now, when we do, maybe it's gonna pull back again, because that will be the original consolidation. Sometimes the original consolidation before they take it out will give you a small bounce. It's similar to what happened here, right? Just pay attention to this low to this high. Oh, sorry, this high to this low. This was a pullback and we're coming down, right, to attack this low. But when it got to here, it gave that crazy move yesterday, and then we are back down again, right? So all of that was just a pullback to come back and attack this low. The same way, this whole move to the upside, they're gonna break it, but when it gets here, it's gonna give a bounce. Now, I don't think this is the bounce. Okay, it could be the bounce, but this equal high might be engineered on purpose. This equal high might be engineered on purpose, and what they can do is something like this. Okay, that's what I have in mind. That is how I'm seeing the dollar index. Now, it does not need to do exactly the same thing, but what it can do is following every single day, or what I can do, for much of a better words, is to follow it every single day. So every day I'm expecting a lower close price every day. If we get down here and I see immediate, maybe an up close candle, then I know that they are trying to send it up to do what? In a form of manipulation, and then it will come back and attack this low again, right? So we are sticking to the downside. Now with that, I think I gave you some pairs to look out for. One of them was euro to go up here and to clean this equal high. Now it did trade just a little bit below the gap here, right? And I said you can put your stop loss there, and they came and ran it, but as soon as they did, price rejected. So buying again, because if you're here, you understand it, right? It's just going down in the pullback and it'll go back up again. So buying to continue going up. Even if you buy where we are now, it's not bad. You're still gonna get something out of it if you took a loss there. But there are better pairs out there, right? And which ones have I been talking about? The Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar. Why? Because as I mentioned, they were yet to catch up with what the euro and the pound has done. And even with the British pound, I said don't look into it because it's not going to go up and make a new high. It's going to struggle based on what the daily has done. And I think I gave you a target here. This candle's low. They might trade to it, but that might maybe stop price, or they might go above it. That is OTE. Okay, so this candle above it, they can go above it, and that's OTE, and that's it. So this fair value gap can be where they'll go, and then that's it. But if you look at the New Zealand dollar, okay, we are extremely low, so there's more room to the upside. And based on where price is now, they've taken out all these lows, so I think we might even go and break this higher and start screaming higher, because based on what the euro and the pound has done, New Zealand is supposed to be up somewhere here. Okay, it's supposed to be up somewhere here, or even up there, because that same level is where the British pound and the euro, that's where they are trading at, and they've kept this one down here. So basically what I came to conclusion with is that they were holding that to move the crosses, which is the euro Aussie, pound Aussie, pound New Zealand, euro New Zealand. They were holding the New Zealand and the Aussie down there just to move those pairs, and now that they've moved them, they are now free to move back up again. So the New Zealand and the Aussie, you can start looking out for a trade idea. I think yesterday we had a big move after our session, and I spoke about this pair. I said don't sell. I wouldn't want to sell because they've taken out the low. So if anything, buy, leave your stop loss below that, and expect them to trade up. The same thing I said for the New Zealand dollar, right? It might struggle up here, but this down candle is supposed to hold, and then we go and attack this high. All right, and that's what they've done. So I like the Aussie because of this equal high. I think you can see I have all these lines over here. They are too clean. They are all lows. They couldn't even take out that. So continuation to that upside. This morning you can see we had a nice green candle order block. We close above it, you buy, put your stop loss there, and then expect them to continue going higher. Same thing applies to New Zealand dollar. Down candle, they close above it, pull back, buy that, leave your stop loss, and then they continue going higher. And then also talked about Aussie CAD and then New Zealand CAD. Okay, so they are also going to give a nice move to the upside. So watch these pairs. There's so much, as much as there's crazy stuff going out there, there are still opportunities happening. You just have to listen. Now, it doesn't mean it's always going to be like that. When it's there, you take advantage of it. So currently, maybe in the next hour, in the next 40 minutes, this one also close. You have a down candle. Just put your stop loss below it and then look for continuation to the upside. Similar to the Aussie CAD. When we close, this one will activate as a green candle. Buy, leave your stop loss below the down candle, and then expect a continuation to the upside. I think you can aim for this candle's low as a target. This candle's low, this move, this here. And then I think we also spoke about the pound Aussie, right? if you were here yesterday on the 1 hour chart, we spoke about this moving to attack this low. Okay, we spoke about entering here and then attacking that, and then that's what happens. On the daily, we have what I was talking about. If we take out this high, we need to take out a low, and especially this high being taken, price is likely going to take out that low. Okay, so we could go for this low as a target, and that comes in right here. And if on the daily, on that time frame, you can see this is all clean, there's nothing here, so they can continue going down to attack that low. And then Aussie did the same thing, similar, from this gap, same area, and then price swept that. On the daily, we have also confirmed a turning point, and what I'm looking for is basically a continuation to the downside. The H4, I'm expecting them to drop somewhere here. Okay, so again, look for continuation to the downside. If you don't want to, I prefer the Aussie CAD and the New Zealand CAD, those two, or the New Zealand dollar and Australian dollar. This one has already moved. That one has already moved. So I'll leave those alone and then focus on Aussie CAD, New Zealand CAD, New Zealand dollar, Aussie dollar. Okay. Euro, if you want to. Pound, not so great. And then gold. Okay, so gold yesterday, if you're here, that was the entry. Buy this down candle, leave your stop loss there, take partial here, and then let the rest run because it's bullish. It's gonna continue going higher. On the daily, you can see when we closed, next day we are going higher, and that will be the case. We will continue going higher because, like I said, this is the low of the month of April. It just came inside this gap to form the low of the month, and then price will resume going higher. Can you get an entry? Let's see. I think entry is gone. They traded inside here. The low, this low here is still what's the word? Let me see. Yeah, this low is risk. It's like a liquidity. So if you want to buy, watch that low, buy below it, leave your stop loss here, then expect a continuation to the upside. Even if we make a new high here, something like this, okay, that's the best place to buy. All right, so that's that for the gold market. I didn't get in. I wish I did. I when I realized it had left, it came there again, but I was focused too much on the New Zealand dollar and the Australian dollar yesterday. I was too focused on them, so I didn't see the gold. What happened to me is this pair. So I took a sell here expecting them to drop. So I took a loss on it. I was expecting them to drop from this high to this low, pull back, and then drop here before, if they're going to pull back. Then they give the pullback, and then the news came out and then flashed me out. And it came to that level that we marked, which is a New York session fair value gap on the 15 minutes. Or 5. Yeah, on the 5 minutes. So on the daily, we did close above this down candle. However, it does not change price direction. It's still bearish. It's still gonna continue going down, right? So it's either they're gonna go into a pullback and continue going down, or that will be just it and then continue going down. Personally, today I'm not interested in trading it. If we close today like this, tomorrow I'll look for a run below this low and buy it to come up here, and then maybe a continuation to the downside. Okay, and what is the reason why? Because we took out the previous day's low, we closed above this down candle. This most of the time is a pullback, and then it'll go back up again. Then maybe it will continue going down. All right, so that's the business on crude oil. We do have 3 minutes, and then we'll have high impact news on the dollar, which is the CPI. Now, we will just observe it, but I will not take long because I don't know how it's going to affect the market, whether in a huge volatile move or just a blip. I don't know how it's going to be. If it's a big move, then I'll wait a couple of minutes, maybe 5 max. If it's just a blip, then we'll just continue within 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so 1:30 GMT, in 2 minutes time, I'll pause and then observe the CPI on the dollar, and then we'll continue. ES also did me dirty. I was expecting them to move down. I got something out of it because I took partial, as you can see on the lower time frame. So I saw short here, and then I took partial right there on this candle. Okay, we've got about, how long we got? Okay, we got about 40 seconds. So let's go and observe the the news event, and then we come back. Okay, so let's observe the news event. We come back and continue. Okay, so I think we are on course. Um, maybe a pause over here because of New York session gap. Pause over there, but ultimately they'll take it out. So if it does pause and you start seeing going up, find an entry on euro. Leave British pound alone. Find an entry on this pair and an entry on that pair, or use the crosses, right? Buy one of these two. Okay, let's go back to what I was saying about yesterday. So I took a trade here on the 1 minute chart. I had two entries. So the first one was here. So I saw this gap. Then I placed the sell limits there to go down. Now, when it went down, I took partial here, and I was expecting them to continue going down to attack this equal low. So I left it. And then, I don't know, randomly, out of nowhere, that happened. And I got stopped out there. Now, what I should have done was put my stop loss to break even, but I was busy doing stuff. I didn't even see any of this. After I took my partial profit, I went on doing my stuff. I went on doing other stuff because I'm not always glued to the computer. By the way, I have a life, so I went to do something, and then when I came back on my phone, I actually saw it on my phone. I saw that big move, and I was shocked. I was like, "Whoa, where did that come from?" Then I went and checked the news. Then I realized that it was coming from Mr. Trump. He said something, and the news, basically the market reacted to whatever he said. Okay, so these are all news related. So today I'm actually not trading it. I'm not teaching my private student, so I only trade it when I'm teaching my private student. I don't have a session with her today, so I'm not gonna touch it. Now, I don't think this is all. I don't think it's gonna go up. I think it'll come back down again. And I gave you the 2022 scenario, right? So if you want to understand how this year is gonna trade, watch 2022. Okay, I'll give you an idea. So currently we are somewhere here. Today's date is 10th of April. So we are somewhere here, somewhere in here. All right. And then based on price action, it looks like it's pulling back. So it will continue going down. Okay, it will continue going down. Now, if we break this high, then it will continue going up, which I am not seeing that right now. I'm definitely not seeing that. So I'm still expecting lower prices. Maybe you might trade into that volume imbalance and then resume going down. They've left equal lows on the downside. So yeah, just expect maybe a move back down again for these equal lows. The levels that I gave, they are still to draw on liquidity. Just pay attention up here. Maybe not today, or probably in terms of trade ideas, leave it for next week. Let's see how this week is gonna end, and then next week. Oh, you can scalp it. Okay, so if you wanna scalp it, drop down to the M15. Wait for New York session, which is the purple line, or I'll say AM session, New York AM session, right? Then look for what I did yesterday, something like this on a 1 minute chart. Okay, on a 1 minute chart, you want to run above a high with a clean break, sell the fair value gap, attack the lows, and then be done. Okay, so selling here, attacking the low, and then you be done. If you want to trade today, you can do that. Just wait for that purple time and then look for either a buy pattern or sell pattern. Doesn't matter. You're just paying attention to the pattern. So you can reverse this or invert. Okay, you can invert this and then it will be a buy. And you're looking for that in the next in the next 20 minutes. Because in the next 20 minutes, you're gonna have that purple line show up. All right. Okay. Let's move on to the crypto market, shall we? Okay. So I know some of you are waiting for that. Some of you are just crypto traders, pure crypto traders. So you're patiently waiting for me to talk about it. Yes, this move that has happened to me personally is fake. Remember I said when it gets down here, you might see a move to the upside, and that move is going to be fake. Well, it didn't even get there, and then they brought that big move again on the. Let me go to the H4 so you can see it. The move to the downside, okay, needs to be aggressive, and then the move to the upside without any sort of mixture of candles, and that's supposed to be on the higher time frame, on this time frame, okay, on the daily. And if we are going to go up, they will need to start leaving fair value gap. This big candle, next candle trading back to this. This big candle, next candle coming back. This big candle, next candle coming back. That is not a buy. Okay, that is not a buy. So I'm still looking for a continuation to the downside. I'm still looking for continuation to the downside. Still looking for continuation to the downside. Still looking for continuation to the downside. Same thing here. All of it. Okay. Now, why do I say that? Because that's how they move all the time. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. It can even go all the way up here and still not ready to go up, because if they are going to go up, it needs to show. Okay, it needs to show. And what is going to be the trigger? The trigger is they will need to place in a big sudden move that will catch everybody by the surprise, especially the manipulation aspect, which is before it does go up, there's two forms of manipulation. There's going to be the sharp move to the upside, then a sudden crash, then we reject, then we go up. If you don't see that, then you are up for a potential manipulation. You will be in the manipulation. The big move, what it does is it brings attention. Now, I'm sure everybody is now sitting down ready to get in long on these cryptocurrencies. Everybody, because of how the candle moved yesterday, and that's how they do the manipulation, because it brings attention to it. Because if it's going down, 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 and then all of a sudden it pops up and it keeps going up, who is going to be on the other side of the market? Think about it. They will need someone to be wrong before they'll be right. So when the candle is dropping, there needs to be a fake move. This fake move is to bring attention to it. And then most of the time what will happen is when it starts happening, most traders will become aware of it. It's like they've been waiting for it to move like that. Okay, they've been waiting for it to move like that. And then what happens next? Let's go against them. So that's where I talk about elephant in the room. That is how they do it. So the sudden move to the upside, most of the time, is fake. Then they will come back down again. Then they will go up. So what happened yesterday? When it was happening, I was smiling because it brought everybody, especially those long traders, it brought them to the market. Now, sellers are confused. Buyers are, what's the word? Buyers are living on the edge. Like, is it gonna continue going up? Right? They are not sure. And then sellers are like, whoa, where did that come from? Right? So everybody is now in a state of, I'll say panic, but everybody is in a state of wondering what's gonna happen next. Okay. Even though some were expecting the up movement to happen, now that it happened, most people are wondering, now what next? Is it gonna keep going up, or are we gonna continue going down? And then the sellers will be like, is this a turning point? Are we gonna go up, or is it still going to go down? Okay. And the answer is, personally, I think you need to come back down again, and then we go up. That's what I feel is gonna happen. That's what my intuition is telling me, and I like listening to my intuition. Technically, that's what's supposed to happen, but my intuition is also telling me the same thing, that we will come back down again. So I don't want to go through them individually. Just know that I'm expecting one more move to the downside. Okay, and then we expect a move to the upside. So all the cryptos, including AI 16, because I think that thing moved 30% yesterday, including this. I'm expecting one more move to the downside, then a rejection to go up. Okay. So pretty much that's, so if you're wondering, am I bullish? No, I'm not bullish yet. What happened yesterday does not change the bias for me. The bias is still the downside, and whatever it's doing right now is in the norm. It's normal for price to pull back, and then it will continue going down. So expect a continuation to the downside. Now, let me say this. What will make me change? What will make me change is how we finish the week. That's the only way that will make me change. How we finish the week. If we can finish above that as an up close candle, turning this one to green, then I'll have probably a change. Until then, this is all just a pullback based on the weekly. Don't get it twisted. Okay. The weekly is still down. So all that is happening is just a pullback on the weekly. And then price will continue going down again. Okay, so that is that on the cryptos. Let's come over here. Let me see if I can find a trade of the day. Um, yeah, I think trade of the day will be gold. We're expecting a move up here to this high. Maybe a run below the low, and then price rejecting. A run below the low and price rejecting will be the best idea. Okay, sorry for that. Yeah, I think the trade of the day will be this one, buying the run below this low. Okay, don't buy anywhere in here. It's not safe. Look for a run below this low. I know sometimes after our session there are crazy moves. That's where you want to buy. Okay. I'm also on New Zealand and the Australian dollar. If the H4 can close, I think you've got about 9 minutes. If they can close above that, then you can buy, leaving your stop loss below that. Okay, so that is that for today. Have a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, evening. Enjoy yourself. Life is I say life is sweet. Life is enjoyable. Life is beautiful. Go out there, walk out, enjoy the sun, enjoy the fresh air, talk to people, have fun, be yourself, be happy within, and mostly just love everybody. All right? Cool. Take care, everybody.